Yes, day to day on the job, and how would someone be successful on the job? It starts from you knowing your material, right? You can't skip that part, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty about it. I think the material of Agile and Scrum is actually, it's not a lot, and it's so easy to consume and understand. So that's the beauty about Agile and Scrum. So knowing that material, right, before you go into these jobs, understanding all of your Scrum events, right? These are the things that you facilitate on a day to day. So truly understanding those Scrum events, what happens at each of the events, right? So that you can really bring value to your team members. And then on the day to day, for example, we can have two of the Scrum events. Some days we will have just one, right? For example, a daily stand up would have that every day. It's a very short meeting. We'll have that meeting every day. And then let's say later on in the afternoon, we have another Scrum event. Maybe we have a backlog refinement session. It's an hour meeting. So you have that. And then you have the rest of the day. You may have a random meeting um, with your PO, or you could have a Scrum of Scrum meeting. There are various meetings, random meetings you could have. And then throughout the day as well, you're going to check your emails. You're going to check your team's messages, because they always come in. The emails are coming in. You have to open them, read them. Some of them need a reply. Some of them don't need a reply, right? But you have to check your emails. You have to check your team's chat. It's where we chat and message each other back and forth, because somebody could be messaging you something important. So you also want to check your messages and see that. And then listening out to your team members. When you had your daily stand up, they could have called an impediment, a blocker. They could have said they were facing something, right? So when that meeting ends, it's your job to help them solve that, remove that blocker. Maybe you have to go follow up with somebody. Maybe you have to go send an email to the RTE, or to the Agile coach, or to an architect, to help solve that problem, help remove that blocker, right? So you're facilitating meetings on the day to day. You're going to have tasks on your to do. So you're doing things on your to do list as well, right? Just helping your team members deliver value, helping them finish their work, helping them meet their sprint goals. So that's what you're doing really on the day to day. And you have to keep in mind that every environment is different. Every environment is very different. You may speak to one Scrum Master and they tell you, I support three teams, right? Meaning that instead of one daily stand up,
Yeah.
they're going to have three daily stand ups. You may speak to another Scrum Master and they tell you they support just one team. So that
Okay.
day, they would have just one daily stand up. So environments, companies are different. But now, where the success comes from you is going to go back to those soft skills, in addition to you knowing that material, your soft skills, being able to communicate, being able to empathize, being a good leader, being a good listener, you leading by example. All of those soft skills will play a part on your day to day success. Being tough, for lack of a better word, having tough skin, because you can get this job. You may do something a little wrong, which is okay, and then the developer may correct you. The developer may say, "Hey, Stephanie, this is not how it's done. This is not how our previous Scrum Master did this, right?" But as a leader, be able to listen and take in critique, right? It's okay. Learn from it. Having that tough skin, emotional toughness, right, is going to help you be successful on the job, in addition to truly knowing the material. You cannot skip knowing the material.
Perfect. And I do agree with you. Sometimes the reason why a lot of people get into a very panic mode at work is because they don't have that confidence. And most often because they also not aware of what they need to do. Now, as a coach or as a scrum master, your success or your ability to succeed on the job is not that you know it all, is
Mm-mm.
that you know how to get the answers. Right. So your ability, now one of the thing you must understand is that at any time fear set in, you lose your bearings,
Mhm.
which means that you don't even know what to ask and you cannot even think for a second. But you overcome that. One of the way to overcome that is by being in the middle of people you can ask. Just imagine, I think many of you will actually have people you talk to a lot. You ask yourself, why do you talk to these people a lot? Because whenever something's going on wrong, like your first die, right? Okay, let me call this person. And then, so it's very important when we talk about even when you're on the job. A lot of people lose their job because they work in isolation. You're working the whole day up to leaving your desk at 6 o'clock. You're
Yeah.
getting home on a very hot day, you move into the next day. I quite remember there was a team, someone I coached about 2 years back.
Mhm.
They were about to quit their job, and someone referred them to me. And when I listened to them, they were basically crying.
Oh,
And I said, "Okay, tell me what's going on." So she's
yes.
about to quit. What was she about to quit? Her manager was on her case. Her manager would literally come to her meeting, sit and listen. Immediately after the meeting, pin her. You're not being hard on your team. You're not using this. You're not using this, and all of that. Now, imagine someone is constantly, after every call, they're calling you not to say you did a good job, but to complain, which is really draining. One of the hardest
Yeah.
parts of being a Scrum Master is dealing with people. Dealing with people is one of the most hardest stuff. Why?
Mhm.
Because naturally, people are entitled. They feel like because I'm your boss, you need to do this. Because I'm your boss, I need to talk to you the way I like it or not.
Yep.
And when they did that, the simplest question I gave them, I said, okay, look, the next time your manager call you to such a session, said, okay, so all right, Teresa, I'm really glad you're telling me this, and I'm willing to do my best. What exactly would you want me? I'm willing to learn. Tell me, what exactly is missing in the picture, and how will you want me to progress in the next meeting? And that was the last time she had such confrontation after the meeting. Now, this is just to tell you most often the answer you're looking for is not complicated. It's just how do we communicate it? The same thing happens to those who are looking for a job. What is missing is not that you have not right, it's not that you don't know it. How to say it is missing.
And may I add, and
Yeah,
even when you're working on the job, another important thing is the beauty about it is there's information everywhere out there.
that's right.
Right. Then there's so many tools you can use to grab information from. Now the thing is, sometimes you may not even know what to search for.
Mhm.
Right. You may not even know what to type, what to search for. That's why it's good to collaborate with other people, collaborate with other working Scrum Masters. Don't do it on your own, right? Because you're always learning new tips, new tricks. There's softwares that you can leverage to help you on the job, right? But you may not even know what to ask the software. You may not know what question to type, right? So keep in mind that it's not a one person thing. Go with a team and you're going to go far, right? Collaborate with other Scrum Masters and you're going to go far. And even when other Scrum Masters are leveling up, getting certifications, doing various things to increase their knowledge, it motivates you to do the same. And when you're able to do the same things, it's able to show on your job. You're able to bring value to your job, make your teams happy, your teams become more performing, and even make your manager happy, right? Like in the case where Doug just said, this person's manager was always complaining about something,
Yeah.
right? So those things will help you.